have to disqualify you for this one, my boy. But the fact that you went out of your way to rename every app after the fruit you replace it with. Apple allowing users to adjust the tint of their home screens and apps was a terrible idea, and this confirms it. I see I'm getting a bit of a reputation for being a Niagara launcher hater, and I couldn't care less. I like this. I don't know why I like it, but I do. What is this? Is it offensive? No. But do I hate it? Yes. Is there an app drawer allergy I'm just not aware of, or what? And those numbers I see better not be notifications. I'm sensing a weeb on the premises here. How about you guys? Sup, Rotten? At long last, here is another episode of Roasting Home Screens with your host, Ryan Apple. I gotta say, I've been getting more and more comments and DMs upset at me for not picking their submissions. Listen, we have over 2,700 submissions. The chances of you getting picked is more than half as rare as getting a shiny Pokemon. There is always a chance though, but if you want a guaranteed spot, feel free to become a patron over at my Patreon. I've also opened up unique YouTube memberships for better convenience. It'll also help support this one-man team bringing these videos to your YouTube feed. Everything is below. Now without further ado, let's get to it. Clean. I like it clean. I don't use folders, only the app drawer, and most of my used apps at the bottom. The double clock setup because I wanted a widget that can fill the empty space a bit, but because I don't have anything important I want to be shown on a widget, I chose the infamous clock. Okay, this is indeed what I would label as clean. My only problem here is the color you chose for the theming of your home and lock screens. It doesn't fit the overall vibe set by that kick-ass wallpaper. Also, there's nothing wrong with having free space. Your wallpaper takes very good advantage of that, so there's no need to add any unnecessary clutter, especially when there's 2 similar widgets and 3 clocks. Clear that out. Be free. B+. I don't even know if you're continuing the series, lol. I am. By the way, mine is just the name of fruits, like for example, Papagram being papaya plus Instagram, and the same thing for the other apps. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I actually like this a lot. And not just because of the fruit, but the fact that you went out of your way to rename every app after the fruit you replace it with. I have to give you props for that. My only suggestion would be that I feel like you haven't went far enough with it. I would definitely add a more colorful wallpaper to better complement the fruits instead of this void. I do peep the color coordination too. Just do a little more with it. It's silly and unique though, and I like that. B-. Over organized, pretty stupid. Pretty stupid indeed. Not gonna lie, this is genuinely one of the ugliest Mac desktops I've ever seen. Where do I even start here? First off, what's with the big ass clock, man? It looks so dated and out of place. That goes for the weather widget too. I'll have you know that you can literally use your Mac's built-in weather app widget either to the side or on your desktop and have it look way better than this, you know? And that dock. Blech. I almost threw up looking at it. You know you can remove apps you don't use from the dock, right? Just click and drag out of place. Also, I don't understand what about this you think is organized. Is it the folders? Or is it the 4 application items you have listed in your Finder sidebar for some reason? Are you trolling me? I need answers. When the PC guys send in the desktops, they come correct. Hey, Mac users, you're making us look bad. They already can play every game under the sun on their machine. You gonna let them have this too? We're already off to a great start. F. But because you have a Mac, there's an easy fix to your problem. It's called SetApp, the sponsor of this video. And this goes for people with iPhones too, because SetApp is like a treasure trove of high quality, hand-picked apps that can boost your productivity, organization, and overall workflow. You can browse through the SetApp catalog to pick the apps that suit your needs. Or, if you're feeling adventurous, try out some of the apps that caught your eye. There are no download limits, so you can experiment as much as you want. Cleaning up your menu bar is a must. Apps like Bartender can help you do just that. Wallpaper Wizard gives you access to thousands of wallpapers to keep your desktop fresh and exciting. And apps like the Forecast Bar can give you your weekly forecast, all while freeing up space on your desktop. Plus, SetApp also covers the iPhone versions of the Mac apps as well, so you'll be able to use them on your iPhone too. Don't miss out and try SetApp with an extended 30-day free trial via the link in the description below, and shout out to SetApp for sponsoring this video. This is my iPhone setup. I like to keep things simple and minimalist, but I also like to add some aesthetics. I have a layout that is both simple and cohesive, utilizing iOS 18 customization to complete the setup with my daily entertainment apps on the left and my school apps on the right. I only keep the toggles that I use frequently in my control center. My dog's picture is the focal point of my setup. For one, great photo. I also like the little detail of the dog overlaying the display time on your lock screen. Underrated lock screen feature if you ask me. Regarding the home screen, I see what you were doing. Aligning the apps along the side of your screen to give more space for your dog to show. Having the apps match the overall theme color is a nice touch too. But hear me out on this. Why not utilize the app library a little more and pick 4 main apps you use and put them on the top? So not only is it symmetrical along with the apps on your dock, but it also gives way more breathing room for your photo to flourish. Just a thought. Anyway, solid submission. B. I went for a really simple look with widgets and apps in a pattern. I am using the iOS 18 default wallpaper 2 since it just looks really cool. I have one of the app icons, Alice, which is a shortcut of a countdown of when our anniversary is. Aww. I am also a fan of the wallpapers that came with that update. I also like how your apps and widgets are formatted where they all pack together nicely. Very orderly. I don't know what I'm looking at here, but it's hilarious. I have to ding you for those notifications though. On Pinterest? Really? It's supposed to be the one social media app that doesn't stress you out. You somehow messed that up. Congratulations. The notifications also unironically messes up the overall presentation of your home screen, which seemed to be full of more cooler colors. Overall, C+. I am on the iPhone 13 Pro, the greatest iPhone ever, with iOS 18. I would say the 14 Pro is the greatest, but I digress. You seem to have a consistent theme between both of your devices, which I haven't quite seen anyone else do before. That's cool. I'm a fan of the minimal white line art style you have going, and I can see that some of the apps are also following that formula. I'm a bit confused about the formatting of your apps, as it seems that you would rather show off the year 2025 than the much better eye catcher like the tidal wave, which, you know, is a choice. Like, do you need a constant reminder of what year you're in? I would move all the apps down if I were you. Your max formatting, however, is a lot more forgiving, having the apps access to open space. Looks good, B+. I think it's a really cool setup, and I've tried to line it up with my perfect setup in my head. I've put all my most used apps in the circle app widget and hiding everything else I don't need. I used Icon App Studio Pro to edit an existing icon pack with the colors I wanted to match with the background. Hope you like it, as it's truly one of the best I've personally done. Have a nice day or night or whenever you're reading this. Sincerely, Aiden. Okay, right off the bat, this is a very cool way of formatting your apps. I find it quite unique as I've never seen it in this way before. Very cool. Having the apps sort of blend into the wallpaper, I think holds up well here. Not sure how you did it, but the apps sort of don't look interactive, like they're just part of the art on the screen. No notifications ruining the vibe either. Clean. A. Top row, games. Left column, utilities. Right column, productivity. The wallpaper is some art of me drawn by a friend. Okay, first off, extra points for rocking Windows XP in 2025. You are a dying breed and I gotta respect it. I love the wallpaper art so much that I'm not really a fan of the programs you have over it, as I feel like it's ruining the artwork. I think better utilization of the taskbar for these apps would work better here. Like, who wants to see apps that remind them of work right on their desktop? Not me. Also, I'm sensing some duplicates, so I would clean that up. That is sinful. Overall though, I like what I'm seeing, and you have some great taste in games. B+. My girlfriend likes to draw the both of us, and she made this really cool wallpaper, so I designed my home screen around it. I want to make everything look lively and colorful, but still neat and calm to look at. My most used apps and widgets are pinned to the home screen. Your girlfriend is a great artist, and I feel like you aren't doing enough to give this piece justice. If I were you, I would move some of these apps to the app library just to clean it up a bit. I do peep the effort made on making the folders transparent, but I think the real culprit here is all of these widgets. Not only are there plenty, but they seem to take up a ton of space. Do something about that if possible. Hello Rotten, love the videos. Wanted to send my home screen because Samsung finally rolled out One UI 7 for the S23. I love widgets if you can't tell. The small circle is a widget for my carrier to see how much data I use. I do have 2 pages because I don't get how people put their important stuff on one page. Anyway, here's the screenshots and info. Subscribe to Ride. Widgets are a great asset for home screens, but it's also easy to get a bit carried away with them. You have a total of 8 widgets between 2 pages, with the first one alone having 5, which is a lot. I'm sure all of them have a purpose to serve, but if you can manage to do some of these actions on your own fairly quickly, I wouldn't bother adding a widget for it. Like, do you really need a search widget where you can just open up your respective browser and immediately type in the address bar? It all goes to Google by default anyway. The wallpaper leaves a lot to be desired, and you have too many notifications in folders for my liking on top of the clutter already displayed. But I do think that this is redeemable. Just needs a little more effort on your part. C-. I'm on a Mac Mini M2 running macOS Sequoia. Minecraft. Whoa, I really like what you did here. A great shot from Minecraft, and having the apps displayed but outlined so they wouldn't draw too much attention away from the overall presentation is a great touch. Though I think it would bode over better being somewhere other than on the top of the house, like on the bottom right. But I'm not mad at the placement. Let's be honest though, you can do without the time display when it's literally in your menu bar. What are we doing? B+. Whoa! We got a redemption arc alert. Rez informed me that I have graded his submission back in Home Screens 3. I can tell you wake up every day and choose violence. D+. Let's see if they improved at all. This is my secondary phone that I jailbroke. I used some tweaks to make it look like an XS, LOL. Also, buy the Rotten Pro /SE Patreon tiers. It's worth it, chat. Hey, they said it, not me. Yet more great wallpapers. I do like this better than the last one for sure, and it does look like you cleaned up a lot. Congratulations. Some of these folders here, I feel you can still get rid of, as the app library would work best when navigating some of these apps. Also, the notifications are still a sin, so let's clean that up. Overall though, I see a definite improvement from the last submission. Granted, the bar was pretty low to begin with, but still an improvement nonetheless. C. I'm really a fan of minimal desktops. Since I'm an artist and a coder, I coded my own calendar widget through Uber's with HTML since I hate the Mac one, and also drew my own pixel art background. Also changed the folder icons on the left and the app icons on the bottom to match the theme. Really happy with what I have now. I've also used Raycast to assign all my apps to hotkeys so I could get away with hiding so many, and it helps me open things real quick. Okay, a much better Mac desktop. I for one don't really keep anything on my desktop either, and use Raycast for navigating my Mac, so good on you. I really like the pixel background you made as well, and making the app colors fit the theme of your wallpaper is always a great idea. Solid A. Clean home screen. I'm sorry, what about this is clean? I can tell some of you are trying to piss me off on purpose. 5 pages, notifications galore, and a page full of folders. How does one even operate properly seeing this whenever they unlock their phone? I don't get it. I can tell by your home screens that your life is riddled with chaos, and that's by choice. Get it together, man. F. The apps on the right are easy access with my fingers, and the YouTube app is as far left as possible to stop me from clicking. I am a fan of the format of putting the apps within easier reach of your finger, which is especially useful for people with smaller hands or bigger phones. I'm assuming the apps you kept in folders are there because they don't fit the theme of the other apps you have displayed. But what about this one? And why not just move all the apps you keep in there in the app drawer instead? Do you really need Pokemon TCG Pocket on the front page at all times? Come on. Drop your red cards though. Who's matching me? Who can match this? Let me know. Also nice wallpaper. B. I like to use dark mode and not blind myself with bright lights on my home screen. Image 2 is dedicated for school. Image 3 is dedicated to everyday life apps. Image 4 is dedicated to reading and creativity. My app dock has settings in the App Store on it so that when someone else navigates my phone, like my parents, they can find the apps that they normally look for easily. What kind of message or theme are you trying to go for here? Am I an assassin? Why does it feel like I have night goggles on? Why is the lock screen in Aurora Borealis but then the home screen a thunderstorm? Apple allowing users to adjust the tint of their home screens and apps was a terrible idea, and this confirms it. However, there is some order to the madness, even if it doesn't look that great. D+. Windows. I don't really like icons on the desktop. I just type the app I want in the start menu. Rate my interests. Android. I am tired of Niagara slander. The reason why it is good is because it is intuitive. Whenever you see that long list, you just need to put your thumb on the alphabet your app starts with. Anyway, my homepage consists of a widget for prayer time and 4 folders. X is for gotcha games, yada yada yada. So I see I'm getting a bit of a reputation for being a Niagara launcher hater. And I couldn't care less. You cannot convince me that this is the peak way to navigate your smartphone. I'm sorry. It may be intuitive or whatever, but it still looks silly and I don't like it. Anyway, I like your wallpapers on both devices, but I don't understand why you decided to share your music and Pinterest board. You think you're better than me? Huh? See, I really like Studio Ghibli. The app icons are hard to understand and read for people who haven't memorized the screen. So I'll tell you what's there, don't worry. The first page is for gaming, second is for main and most used apps, and third is etc. and contacting. The background was made by me, and I would have drawn everything else, but I honestly didn't feel like spending 9 hours on a phone screen I would change in 3 weeks. I hope it's decent to you, but I know the apps are confusing to literally anyone other than the phone owner. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I like this a lot. I think you did a great job capturing the Studio Ghibli look and feel, but yeah, I have to make the obvious known. It's cool that you know what you're looking at, but we have no idea what's happening, even with your little explanation. I just have more questions. I like what I'm seeing though, I just don't understand it. B. Hello, video editor Darren here. I just want to note that when I was trying to organize these home screens, I was wondering like which order I should put them in, and then I realized that the dock literally tells me with the blue on the left, the green in the middle, and the red on the right, and I really like that. I love how color coordinated this is. This is good. So your grade goes up a level. Okay, I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B plus. My home screen is inspired by the fashion brand Comme des Garçons, perfectly complementing the minimalist design of Nothing OS. The photo at the top is from a Comme des Garçons magazine. Below, you can see my earbuds widget and a weather widget. Below the earbuds widget, there's a countdown showing how many days are left until the event. I like this. I don't know why I like it, but I do. Keeping everything to one page and having the shapes of the widgets and apps fit and organized together like puzzle pieces does a wonder on the eyes. Though I'm not familiar with your reference, I can appreciate anyone trying to put effort into a theme. B. I tried my best to create a Spider-Man themed home screen using only iOS 18 features without any third-party widget apps. In many other contexts, I would say this is a bit much, but as a Spider-Man fan, I admit my bias and say I really like this. Keeping the color consistent with the theme and making the widgets play along is a nice touch. And you can't go wrong with some classic vintage Spider-Man comic assets plastered on your wallpaper. Doing your best to keep a theme, but also doing it natively deserves some extra points in my book. A. My home screen is fairly simple, as I don't really have that many apps, so I think it's good. You see, I want everyone who has submitted a home screen to me to look at this submission. This is the reason why yours haven't been picked yet. Someone really looked at their default ass home screen and went, Rotten Apple is gonna love this. I hope he picks me. And then submitted it without a second thought. No personality, no soul, just egg incorporated. This is what your submissions are competing with. I get this all the time. Don't be mad at me, be mad at people like this. What is this? Is it offensive? No. But do I hate it? Yes. Be a little more creative, people. Come on. D, I guess. I like warm neutral colors like brown. So I have to match the lock screen with the home screen. And I put Kyoto in Toro because it's like the same vibe. It's a cat character from a game in Wii? I don't know. So yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with having one home screen page. In fact, I encourage it. Fewer pages means fewer distractions. And unless you have a real theme going, I don't see why using the app library or Spotlight shouldn't be your navigation method. With that being said, I absolutely love what you did with this. The Animal Crossing model with the stylized text followed by the home screen taking on a bit of a newspaper article aesthetic. Not to mention the ransom note like doc letters. Very nice. Now, this is creative and easy on the eyes too. Solid A. I have truly taken a liking to the virtual idol known by the name of Hatsune Miku and have placed the residence of many photographs of her elegantly crafted figures upon my home screen, as any truly sapient person has found all the will in their hearts to do. The glory found in each strand of hair carved into plastic and each color printed onto her form holds something important to me within the chemical bonds and molecules. I love every single hair fiber held within a scalp stuck under her turquoise hair and each bit of fabric that makes up the complexion of her perfectly elegant clothes. Also, may I add the beautiful fact that there are 3 more slides in which I have been denied the pleasure of torturing you with. Sincerely, Dr. Sunshine. I think that's for the best. I'm sensing a weeb on the premises here. How about you guys? I think the apps matching the color of her uniforms is a nice touch, but the wallpaper is so bland. Also, why do you need 8 pages? Like, what are you doing? What are you hiding? Someone check their hard drives. See, it's kind of minimalistic. I'm just waiting for the new OS update to set new widgets. I'm loving the Rotten Apple propaganda. Extra points right off the bat for that. Also, every page is clean and consistent, though I feel like could be a little more creative to stand out better. I feel as though the wallpaper doesn't add to anything here, but it's solid nonetheless. C+. I saw the idea of using a speech bubble on a lock screen in a YouTube vid and decided to create a lock screen wallpaper based on that idea, as well as a home screen, and then started making custom widgets using KWGT. Also, the weather widget in the top right corner of the page is just filler. I don't know what else to put there, not gonna lie. And I know the home wallpaper doesn't really match the second page, but I don't think you can select individual wallpapers for each page in the launcher I'm using. I like how interactive you made the wallpaper, with the glasses on Bugs Bunny's face telling the time and having the calendar look like he was saying it. The third page, however, ruins the theme of what you were going for entirely by having everything else just plastered at the end. There's no need to have two calendar widgets either. You gotta clean this up. See, try shoving every widget that I need in my home screen, and I like using big folders, categorized of course, so I can cram it in a single home screen without secondary tabs. Right now, it's cluttered, but I'm planning to rework it. Though I hate that you have so many pages, most of it is organized, so I gotta give you that. Too many folders though, if you ask me. Having a page full of folders is not crazy to you? Come on now. And that's not even all of the folders you have on your home screen. Is there an app drawer allergy I'm just not aware of, or what? Why go out of your way to have custom art for a wallpaper if you're just gonna cloud it with all this mess? Planning to rework, you say? Why not rework and then submit? What's the rush? D. This phone is mainly for school, but I play games on it sometimes. I found an icon pack that fit my Kirby wallpaper. I think it's neat. Everything is visually coherent and it makes me smile looking at it sometimes. Well, it makes me smile too, because damn, I love this. Having a cute Kirby figure surrounded by accent drawings really brings the appeal to your home screen. Though I wish the apps were a little more messily drawn to better complement the drawings, I feel as though they work very well together. And though the wallpaper is bland, it really works here, sort of acting as a sheet of paper, enhancing the drawings, but also adding to the minimalism. Less is more here. Well done. A. iPhone. Light and shiny. MacBook. Nostalgia. Okay, can we talk about the fact that you have app shortcuts for apps that are already in your dock? I have literally never seen this before, and now have a new pet peeve. Thank you. Also, your submission in general is sort of a nothing burger. Your Mac wallpaper is nostalgic, but that's really as far as it goes. Your iPhone home screen is so blah, you know? And those notifications aren't helping either. D. Clean picture cars, and I really like Brabus. Did you change your wallpaper for every screenshot? Which one is the real one? Where's the actual home screen? I'ma have to disqualify you for this one, my boy. Imagine this is an interview. You just tried to send me 4 different cover letters. What's wrong with you? Cool cars though. F. Undertale. Why does this wallpaper look so zoomed in and blurry? I mean, you kept the color consistent, but this honestly needs a little work. What are we doing here? And those numbers I see better not be notifications, because if my math serves me correctly, that is over 1,000 notifications just sitting there. Get it together and update your wallpaper. Undertale needs way more love than this. Come on. D-. Kaito holding the Epson print app. I use the app library since I usually just slide over that. This is hilarious, but also concerning. Why the Epson app in particular? Is printing really light for you? Like, is this like what's the story here? C-. Fuecoco is my favorite Pokemon, and I wanted to make something clean that goes along with the Fuecoco theme. I just used the search feature to find most of my apps anyway. My phone has been cluttered for the longest time, and after seeing your videos, it made me want to clear it up. As you can see, the submissions for these videos are dated all over the place. And no, Silksong was not announced yet. Bummer, I know. But I am a huge fan of Fuecoco, and I think you certainly gave him justice. But having no clarity on what these apps are at a glance does dock some points from your overall score. I'm glad you did take a step in the right direction with my advice though, and I feel like Silksong may be coming out soon, but I wouldn't hold my breath. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this thick episode of Roasted Home Screens 5. If you're a fan, don't hesitate to leave some love on these videos and I'll keep them coming. And if you want your submission to have a guaranteed spot in future videos, be sure to check out my YouTube memberships or pay for a tier on my Patreon, along with my Ryan and Ryan Pro subscribers, Vasco, Frescoback, Daniel, Carbon Ranger, and Miss Game. Thank you all for the support as it keeps me dropping videos consistently, and thank you viewers for watching. If you want to see more of me, you know what to do. Sorry for the delay for this episode, guys. That's on me. It is getting harder to curate proper submissions. I appreciate your patience, and the next one should be out in a relatively sooner time frame. Pray for me.